We're approaching the end of the year very quickly, so I deemed it right to talk about games that are coming out in 2023 and beyond. This list contains both indie games and AAA titles, so sit back, relax, and watch your wishlist grow. Nightingale is a first-person shooter that surrounds the environments of the mysterious and dangerous Fey realms. As a realm walker, you can venture forth alone or with friends as you explore, craft, build, and fight across a visually stunning gaslamp fantasy world.
Welcome to the lands of Fey.
To go more in depth, you can craft tools that'll help you harvest resources such as wood, ore, plants, and even more rare resources. Eventually, you'll be able to assemble and advance your equipment and weapons with magical properties. One of the features that I am most excited for is the ability to design and build your own home and community to safely live off the land.
As long as we stand together, our journey will unite us.
Time to wake up. We got customers waiting.
This cyberpunk game lets you run your own business, whether if it's managing a restaurant, a ramen stand, a bar, or even a nightclub. Nivalis is a slice-of-life sim where you get to choose how you spend your days in the city. Want to cook unique dishes? Mix cocktails? Go fishing? The choice is yours. Other than running your very own business, you can buy and decorate your own apartments, meet diverse characters, and maybe even find love. What helps to make this even more realistic is the fact that there's a weather system and day and night cycles that you'll get to experience. Nivalis is waiting for you, and there's so many dangers and wonders to see in this cyberpunk city.
This is a world to explore, to make stories, your stories.
Magic, both beautiful and powerful, binds together our long history. That common bond we share is the legacy of Hogwarts.
Hogwarts Legacy is an immersive open-world action RPG set in the wizarding world during the 1800s. Your character, who is fully customizable, is a student at Hogwarts holding the key to an ancient secret that threatens to tear the wizarding world apart. This game aims to be an experience that's shaped around the type of adventures you want to create. Whether if you choose to be a good wizard or go down the path of the dark arts, the choice is 100% yours. The path you choose will determine your special abilities as well as the history you will learn about your magic. Learn spells, brew potions, grow plants, and rescue as well as take care of magical beasts along your journey. To go more in depth about beasts, because they're so adorable, you can feed, pet, brush, and play with them. That's right, there's an actual toy box that you can conjure up with each beast having their own favorite toy. If that isn't the cutest thing, then I really don't know what is. And to make things even better, you get to name your beasts whatever you like. Do you have favorite pets? You can easily name your beasts after your very own. The development team just released a new gameplay showcase, and it goes to show even further what potential the game does have. It absolutely blew me away from the customization options in the Room of Requirement, combat in the Dark Arts arena, and the open world in this game allows you to freely roam whenever you'd like and wherever you'd like to. But there's countless of things for you to do and discover. Get sorted into your house, forge relationships, and master the skills needed to become the witch or wizard you want to be.
The choices you make now will define the legacy of Hogwarts.
This is Senior Medical Officer Nicole Brennan. Medical is overwhelmed. We need help.
A sci-fi survival horror classic returns, and this time it's completely rebuilt from the ground up. This is the Dead Space remake, and it looks absolutely phenomenal because the developing team made sure to stay true to the thrilling and horrifying intentions of the original game. You play as Isaac Clarke, who's an everyman engineer on a mission to repair a vast mining ship. He soon discovers that something has gone horribly wrong, and the ship's crew has been slaughtered, with Isaac's beloved partner Nicole lost on board in the process. Trapped with terrifying and hostile creatures around, Isaac faces a battle for survival not only against the escalating terrors of the ship, but against his own crumbling sanity. Since the original Dead Space remains a huge fan favorite, the development team on the remake has made sure to stay careful when approaching the narrative. With that being said, there are some changes not just with the graphics, but the game is also scripted differently. The team wants to create the same chilling and terrifying experience that players felt when playing the original Dead Space, which means keeping things fresh. The Dead Space remake aims to tell the game's story not only for new players, but for returning players as well, which I think is magnificent. There's gonna be some really good surprises once this comes out, so be ready.
Isaac, it's me. It's all falling apart here. I can't believe what's happening.
The ship is dying. And my only way out of here is with one of them.
This is Judas, a narrative FPS developed by Ghost Story Games, which is led by Ken Levine, the director of System Shock 2, BioShock, and BioShock Infinite. This explains the famously known art style and atmosphere from those BioShock games, which can be seen in this game trailer. You are the mysterious and troubled Judas, and you're trapped in a disintegrating starship and also involved in a desperate escape plan. Your only hope for survival is to make or break alliances with your worst enemies. Will you work together to fix what you broke, or will you leave it to burn?
People say I have this coming. And you know what? They're right.
To lighten up the mood a little bit, this next one is an adorable, cozy, and really wholesome co-op game that is perfect for any partners. Play as a wolf cub and a fawn who are lost in a sudden snowstorm. This game features really simple gameplay where each animal has their own unique strengths that complements the other. Use their abilities to navigate through the snowy landscapes and follow the footprints their families left behind. The good news is that you and your partner can build relationships together locally on the same screen or from far away with online play. It's absolutely perfect. This game is called Bloody Hell Hotel, and I always like to describe it as a really dark and gothic version of Hotel Transylvania. It's like if that movie went down the completely wrong path. You play as a vampire who wakes up after a long coma, finding your own hotel in ruins. Because of this, you must renovate, upgrade, and expand your estate. Each game always has its own challenges, and unfortunately for this one, there's shortages of food, supplies, and workforce. Luckily, underneath your hotel lies a crypt and a system of caves. You get to forage, farm, craft, and make weapons in order to fight your way through the monster-infested dungeons. Along the way, you'll find the resources you need to achieve another thriving hotel business. Oh yeah, there's also a cooking mechanic in this game if you're a fan of that. Your guests expect high-quality room service. This is why you must farm ingredients along with milking an undead cow, collecting eggs from zombie chickens, and finding wild mushrooms around your hotel. You know, the usual. Just follow recipes and prepare even the most extravagant dishes for your guests. This game's gonna release whenever it's bloody awesome.
Welcome. First, we're gonna have a little fun tonight, folks.
If you're a fan of the first OXENFREE game, then I'm sure you're aware of Lost Signals, which is the second game coming into the series. OXENFREE surrounds the story of a group of teenagers accidentally opening a ghostly rift between realities and timelines, and Lost Signals takes place 5 years after those first events. The good news is that you don't need to play the first OXENFREE in order to play Lost Signals, but if you haven't played the first game, then what are you doing? It's so good, and I highly recommend. But yeah, in this new game, you play as Riley, who returns to her hometown to investigate mysterious radio signals, where what she finds is more than she bargained for. Communicate with the supernatural, manipulate the world, and travel to the past. But always remember that your choices in this game do have serious consequences and will impact who Riley becomes, impact your relationships, and even the story options available to you at every turn.
Riley? Riley, are you there?
For those of you that are fans of the horror simulator The Forest, its sequel, Sons of the Forest, is coming out in February of 2023. You as the player are sent to find a missing billionaire on a remote island, but instead find yourself in a cannibal-infested hellscape. Nowhere around you is safe, and you're forced to fight against a range of mutated creatures, some who are almost human-like, and others who are like nothing you've ever seen before. The good news is that you'll have the choice of equipping weapons such as pistols, axes, and more in order to help protect yourself and those you care for. And as the seasons change, remember that resources can be very scarce, and you're never alone when it comes time to look for a meal. Craft, build, and struggle to survive with friends or alone if you dare. You're probably noticing how different this game is from the others on the list, but it is worth mentioning. This little gem is called Infinity Nikki. I'm sure a lot of you probably haven't seen or heard of a game combining open world, dress up, and adventure game mechanics. It's not often done. Infinity Nikki showcases core gameplay involving exploring a colorful open world full of puzzles and platforming. Throughout the game, you can change outfits to perform different abilities when it comes to combat, fishing, cooking, and catching bugs. You'll even have a super cute companion named Momo to accompany you along the way. With a former designer and director for The Legend of Zelda, this game does bring a perfect blend of Zelda with a Disney or even Studio Ghibli type world, and it looks phenomenal. A fun fact about Infinity Nikki, it actually comes from a series of dress-up games for mobile users, both on iPhone and Android. So if you've ever played any of them, or if it sounds familiar, I'm sure you're going to enjoy this one. And that concludes my list for today's video. Leave a comment down below about what games you're most excited to play in the new year, and if you'd like to hear more about upcoming games like these, make sure to tap that like button and hit subscribe. That way, you might even catch me playing some of these in a gameplay series. As always, thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next video.